Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video will have to do with that, I don't know exactly what his director, whatever he is, Spike Lee. I've been following his idiotic, I would say racist statements for at least 15 years because he's been saying idiotic stuff without being smacked in the mouth for too long. And when saying too long? Well, he's that kind of person who throws garbage at you, and if you walk towards him to smack him, he's going to start crying and he's going to call you this and that and this and that, and he's going to be the victim. And the moment you turn around to leave, he's going to throw smack at you again, and you turn around to smack him again, he's going to say you are this and this, please don't do, I'm a victim, you owe me, and so on. This is how this guy right here is, the one on the left, not the guy with the hat. Now what did he do? I think that he is a certain kind of no, he loves his race. That's perfect. I have a problem when you hate others. So I'm all for loving your family, your nation, your neighborhood, your house, your country, maybe humanity in general, but this would be the order. I do not like when people hate other, which they're entitled to. They're entitled if they want to, but so are others. The problem is these guys who throw the garbage first, when you go towards them, they don't expect that. They don't want you to do that. They want to disarm you morally. So that's why they try to create a kind of guilt. Well, I don't have any regarding the issue anyway. So what did this imbecile do again? Well, it's one thing when you attack this kind of group, but now he attacked a different group. Indirectly, because he knows better. But if you're just a little above 86 IQ, you would realize the hint. So, let's see what this guy said. So he's analyzing the movie Oppenheimer. I don't know if you watched it, I didn't, because I know about Oppenheimer, I read about it, I know what he did, and he was a scientist. Now, Spike Lee wishes the movie Oppenheimer showed, and I'm quoting, what happened to Japanese. People got vaporized. This is Spike Lee. Now, is that a fact? Yes, it is a fact. The problem is, he says it, and I know what he says it. He wants to place blame. Now, you know, if you watch me long enough, you know my view on the 2 atomic bombs that were dropped by the United States government, one on the 6th and one on the 9th of August 1945 on 2 civilian cities. All right? I think my assessment is that those were war crimes. People were never punished. The reasons, the argument they gave us, we shortened the war, we saved the lives of our boys, these were mainly the ones. I think that would qualify to genocide. Why? Because the statement was this, the warning coming from the American authorities towards the Japanese was like this: you either sign an unconditioned surrender, or we're gonna bomb each and every city until you sign it. So if the Japanese would have not signed it after the second one, they would have gone to the third one, fourth one. I think Yokohama was the third one, and go on. So what does that tell you? What kind of mentality that is? Now, if you say, well, remember the 2 arguments? Well, put them in the context of Putin, as I always say. What if he would come over and say, you know what, I thought about dropping a few bombs on Ukraine until they surrender. Therefore, I'm going to shorten the war, regardless whose guilt is, or who started it. We're going to shorten the war, and we're going to save a lot of our boys' lives. How would that be considered? A war crime? 100%. Now, go back to this guy. So this is my opinion on the my assessment of the atomic bomb. So I'm not here to defend that. It was, as I said, I think a crime, and you can expand it to the next level. Now, what this guy says here, he is talking about Oppenheimer. Now, Oppenheimer, if you know what I mean, he was a Jew. So was Albert Einstein, EMC square. So these two together with, you can throw in the mix Enrico Fermi, the Italian, who also was from outside. I'm talking about him and Albert Einstein. These guys could be kind of the guys, I don't want to say responsible, but they helped at creating this bomb. They didn't make the decision. They did not make the decision. Now, Spike Lee says, why don't we show that? Why? Well, let's see. Let's see his words. Spike Lee has offered his thoughts on Christopher Nolan's atomic bomb blockbuster Oppenheimer, calling it a great film, but adding that he wishes it showed what happened to the Japanese people, end quote. And I'm quoting, Nolan is a massive filmmaker. And this is not a criticism, it's a comment, the filmmaker said, speaking with Washington Post. And I'm quoting Spike Lee. If Oppenheimer is 3 hours, I would like to add some more minutes about what happened to the Japanese people. People were vaporized. Many years later, people are radioactive. It's not like he didn't have power, Oppenheimer. He tells studios what to do. Actually, he talks about, not Oppenheimer, Nolan, Christopher Nolan's. It's not like he didn't have power. He tells studios what to do. I would have loved to have the end of the film maybe show what it did, dropping those 2 nuclear bombs on Japan. Well, there was no nuclear bombs. I thought they were atomic bombs. There's a difference, if I remember correctly. Isn't there a nuclear bomb detonated by an atomic bomb? Or that's the way it was to be, like the trigger. Anyway, just if I remember correctly, I might be mistaken. Universal Pictures, the studio behind Oppenheimer, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. He is toast. He should be toast. He should be toast. Now, it says, Nolan film centers on the life of theoretical physicist Robert Oppenheimer, who led American efforts to create the atomic bomb plus Enrico Fermi, but he's Italian, so we don't care about him. By the way, I visited his grave is South Chicago. I can't remember the cemetery, but he is with other important people like Jesse Owens, the athletes from the 1936 Olympics in Deutschland. The United States dropped 2 atomic bombs. There you have it. Did he say nuclear bombs here? What did he say? Yeah, nuclear bombs. This guy said atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing thousands of... Okay, now, this is an example of a guy who wants to see a different perspective on the movie. Well, sorry for you, Spike Lee. Now, that's his opinion. The way I know this guy's statements, for me, he's on one side. I know on one side what side he is. If he could, he would. Okay, but he can't yet. So, nevertheless, but he's that kind who attacks. If you attack him, he's gonna call you a oppressor and all that. Now, I always dislike these guys who are tough from far away, or from behind a fence, or with mommy and daddy around, and when you catch them alone, they apologize and they jump down and all that. Why don't you fall in flames? You die like, while trying. Anyway, this guy is just he wanted to see that. Well, the movie was not centered towards that. It was not about shitting again on us, basically. Why would we do this? Why don't we shit on you? How about that? Well, it's okay. I'm pretty sure Oppenheimer's friends will take note of that and will attack this guy as this and that. Anyway, my friends, you have the right, obviously, to have your opinion, and we have the right to critique that or call him the way we see it. The way you have the right to do whatever, critique me and say I'm an idiot or not. But at least I had my say here. And I think, listen, what I said about Spike Lee is not something that just I woke up with a hard-on a minute ago. I watched this guy, I watched his statements. He's a hater against one group. Now it seems like he moves to another one. Now that would be fatal for him. Just saying. Fatal in a way that he's going to be kicked out of the neighborhood by the studios and the owners of the studios. All right? I'm not a defender of Oppenheimer whatsoever, you know that either, right? But it just got me like, this guy just wants to create the guilt. Why would we want to do that? The problem is he attacks. These guys can squash him like a cockroach, but they don't. They try to disarm you morally. This is another problem I encounter with some of my acquaintances. And I'm talking about certain, how should I put it, situation when you are attacked but you're not allowed to somehow defend yourself or smack the other person decisively because you're cold, this, you're cold, that. As I said, no guilt here, okay? I have no guilt, so you can suck my lemonade. Anyway, my friends, here it is, Spike Lee. I just look in time and see what kind of statements he made towards, I don't know, the people who really created this country and they gave it to him. Then now he's a multimillionaire through his own merit. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.